And then this person came with some ideas, and we all shot the idea down. As usual, right? We all like to shoot ideas down. So there were about 5 of us. All of us said this idea will never work because we have tried it when we were in our corporates, we have tried it when we are entrepreneurs, and it has never worked and it will never work. So the person went back home. There was no reaction, but I'm sure the person took a lot of notes. That idea is now the flagship program of the Alumni Interaction Center, Alumni Interaction Center, and dovetails nicely with the overall responsibility that IIT Madras has with respect to development of education around the state and around the areas where IIT is. And it has now become the flagship torchbearer for a lot of the initiatives around the alumni with respect to Student Connect. And it has become a role model to the extent that, Ministry of Human Resources appreciated it very much. So you know who the person is. No guesses, no surprises for guessing. I request Alamelu to come up and receive the award. With everyone, Alamelu. So congratulations, Alamelu. Of course, a quick 1 or 2 lines from you.
Ravi Mohan Dalton, Professor Bhaskar, thank you. I belong to the most minority of IITians, a female IITian, a PG at that, doing humanities, and a day scholar, all in one. And honestly, I have visited IIT more as an alumnus than as a student. Very shy, was not having many students, many friends, but the interaction happened after my son joined IIT. It was more to see him in the hostel. Ganga Hostel, IITMAA was very nearby. Just dropped it one of the days, grabbed to be the secretary. I accepted it because anyway I have to go to IIT. There is no further petrol cost. I can as well do. But you won't believe, it really was very interesting. In Tamil there is a saying, Karumbu Tinna Kooliyana. So it is in that way. I enjoy it. It was very interesting to be part of it. And Satya, he called me when the Pan IIT was there. It made the activities more interesting. And in fact, when I started being more involved in a lot of activities, it is the effect of an empty nest. Mothers here will understand. My son and daughter left for their higher studies, except my office and the elders at home, nothing more to look forward to, how to make myself more interesting. So when they called to be part of some of the activities, it gave me a reason to be a bit more active. So it is actually not an award to me. I must actually thank you all for tolerating me and accepting whatever I do. Thank you all very much.
Congratulations and thanks, Alamelu. Now we move to the final award, and I must confess that was the most exciting and the most difficult, because for the first time we had 6 entries for the Young Entrepreneur of the Year award. As you know, there has been a lot of focus and impetus on building entrepreneurial spirit among students, and the incubation cell, MEF, Vishy is here, Gopal, Srikanth traveling, they have done, and I've been fortunate to be working with them in some of these initiatives. It has been it's like, like 1 year back, the entrepreneurial ecosystem was like a newborn child. In the second year, they're a full-grown adult. So that is how leapfrogging has happened with respect to building the entrepreneurial ecosystem around the campus. So we had 6 entries, to be honest, and all of them were extremely good, and many of us are involved with many of those companies in some ways as mentors. And this company, why we chose to be the winner, apart from other reasons, this was a company which started off as a research project while the students were there in the institute. And the research project converted itself into an idea. And then the faculty got involved. They helped them in the research project and helped them convert the idea into a business plan and then into a company. And then the company started developing the design in the area of deep sea remote operated vehicles. And then subsequently, the mentors and the alumni also got involved and got to a stage where they have reached out to customers. They have few potential pilots and clients and already paying clients in their bag. And they also gone to a stage where they've raised angel round funding. And this has created tremendous impact because I believe, and we all believe as a committee which chose this company as a winner, is a standing example of how students, faculty, and alumni can come together to create a wonderful business model that is self-sustaining, that is hardcore in the manufacturing space, and that is something that is absolutely in line with the Make in India program launched by our Prime Minister. Ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome Tanuj and his team of planners to come up and receive the award. I want Tanuj, Vineet, Professor Prabhu, and the entire team to come up on the dais. I would also invite Gopal. Yes, Gopal, if you're there, please come up to the dais. Gopal has been the one who has been mentoring the students and working with the faculty and providing the connect to the customers and funding. Wonderful work done by Gopal. Can we have some more noise from the students, please? Yeah, that's much better. So Planis is a company incubated at IIT Madras. They went into the incubation cell and got the pilot running, the remote operated vehicles. And now they've gone to a stage where they've got paying clients and they're building further versions of the module for deep sea inspection, remote operated vehicles, and non-destructive testing. So phenomenal work. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause to Planis again. So before you go, Tanuj, don't run away. I want you to say a few words to the audience.
Thank you very much for the honor. So yeah, thank you so much for highlighting our journey so crisply. So what started off 4 years back as student projects at IIT has converted into a beautiful venture, and it's a big shout out to the ecosystem we have here at our disposal, and we give them feedback and they come back with an even better ecosystem every year. So as I see back, what started off as was a part of student innovation projects at Center for Innovation, which created I really don't want to use the word breed, but a breed of students that you throw at them anything and they just take it head on. And I'm really happy that my full team, 80% of them are these kind of breed students. So these guys are the main people. And the faculty at IIT Madras are very motivating and inspiring to take us forward, that we cater to pretty big industries in marine, oil and gas, and so on. So pretty daunting, but at the same time, they gave us motivation to take it forward. The incubation setup and the support services provided was just a piece of cake to go through. And the alumni, lastly, the support we got, the phenomenal support, the continuous guidance over the last 1 year, and the very resourcefulness of them has really helped us accelerate our growth over the last 1 year. And really, thank you. So, looking forward to many more years of learning and your support at the same time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Tanuj. That brings us to the end of the awards program. We will now move to the next part, the much awaited Sriram's talk. But again, before we do that, I would want to get Gopal back on stage to talk about something. I don't know what he wants to say, but I would definitely want to hear what he says.
Acceding to my request for a 1.5 minute pitch on the IIT Alumni Interaction Center. You heard some references to that on what we do out there. This is a pan-IIT initiative, but considering that we are in Madras, it tends to have a little bit of flavor of IIT Madras. And IIT Madras itself has been supporting this initiative, pan-IIT initiative, in a phenomenal way. This, apart from being a typical social club with the usual social activities, has also a lot of initiatives where the alumni can contribute and still be on the journey of continuous learning and continuous exposure. I mean, a lot was said about PALS and the initiative of Alamelu in putting this program together, an exceptionally successful program which has really made a difference. Like this, there are other initiatives on. We are on the cusp of doing something for MHRD in terms of joint work with the IIT system. But that's in the early stages, so really there's nothing much on that. But there are other initiatives like the Industry Roundtable, where the objective is for the alumni to act as a bridge to bring in people who are interested in the fintech space, which is the space which we are looking at now, for research projects into the IIT system. And I'm happy to say that Fidelity, one of the global majors in the mutual fund industry, has already had initial discussions with the faculty in IIT Madras, and I'm reasonably confident that we will sign a few research projects there. Similarly, companies of the stature of MasterCard, ICICI Bank, Axis Bank have shown interest in coming together, and we are reasonably confident that we will bring them to IIT Madras soon for research projects. Like this, there are other initiatives, and I could keep going on, but the extent of the initiatives is limited by the bandwidth we have. And this appeal here today is to increase our bandwidth. By coming in, if you're not yet a member, and if you're already a member, to volunteer to work for some of these initiatives, or even come up with initiatives of your own. And I'm sure, like speakers before me, including Professor Bhaskar Ramurthy, talked about evolving the kind of engagement which we will do. There can be new engagements which can and will happen. So for the people who already are members, please volunteer. For the people who are not yet members, please become members and volunteer. And I'm trying my level best not to sound like a hustler, but 15th August, our membership rates go up. And it is a fact, I'm not hustling you. The committee has already approved it. So since I am from IIT and all of you are from IIT, I thought that I should let the secret out. Please come in at the lower rates. And offline, I'd be happy to give you details about what it is today and what it is likely to become and so on, and sign you up immediately. If you have your credit card, we also can swipe it in. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Gopal. I'm sure, I mean, under your leadership, AIIC can only grow from leaps to bounds to leaps to leaps to bounds again. I'm sure there will be many more members who will join AIC. Thank you, Gopal. Thank you. Now we get to Sriram finally. Sriram, can you please come up? Sorry, we are late by 15 minutes. This will be the last item of the evening before we open the door, the dinner floor. But we will get Sriram to speak about Chennai, the crazy city. All of you would have heard about Sriram. You would have heard him in many occasions. I've heard him in the last year's Tycon Awards, and I know he's going to do it this year as well. And very interesting things that came up, and one particular anecdote that I remember was, he spoke about how a Britisher discovered Madras as a place in the 16th, 17th century. So he said that, this person landed up around the Madras harbor, and then he said, wow, such a nice place with such great weather. I said, okay. So, accidents happen everywhere. So that is how Madras was discovered. So, and that is what I learned from Sriram. I didn't read it anywhere, but that's what I learned from Sriram. So welcome, Sriram. We want to hear you all talk. But before we do that, can I ask Professor Bhaskar to hand over a little memento as a token of our gratitude and love and affection to Sriram. If you got the memento up.